What's up guys, it's me LEGOParadise here, and I'm excited to show you my latest and biggest LEGO creation, LEGOParadise City. So as you can see, it features lots of the buildings that I've constructed during the last few months, plus a few extra structures and buildings that I've built just for the city. And I've also included nearly all of my custom built LEGO cars and a Santa Fe train engine. And if you want to check out any of the cars or larger buildings in a little bit more detail, then I'll leave the links to each individual video in the description below. So we'll take a look at the city in different sections, and we'll start off by taking a look at the harbour and beach section. So in the seaside area, you can see that both the harbour and the beach are divided by a small bay, which offers somewhere for the ships to dock at the harbour and for surfers and swimmers to swim at the beach. And even though it's quite a small area of sea, I think I've included lots of details and made it quite interesting. For the harbour, I've included a harbour warehouse, and for that I've used a dark green colour since it makes it look more industrial, and of course it fits with the loading crane on top. And this would load the crates and containers featured around the bottom of the harbour onto ships. And you can see how I've built the base of the harbour into the road, and I've used some of those arrow signs indicating that it is a corner below. And connecting to the harbour, I have a small wooden pier with a ladder reaching down to the sea. And you can see in the sea I've included not your typical boats, but a hovercraft down the bottom, and at the top of the bay I've included a Top Gear amphibious car, and more specifically James May's Triumph Herald from the Amphibious Cars Challenge. And then connecting to this sea area you have of course the beach, and I wanted to include lots of details in a small area since I didn't really have that much space to build this beach, but I think I've included quite a few details. There's a person sunbathing on a towel, a minifigure buried in the sand, a surfer getting ready to ride some waves, and a boy constructing a sandcastle in the corner there. And you can see there's also an unfortunate swimmer who's just about to be attacked by a shark. Now the beach connects nicely to the next area of the city, and this is the park. And you can see that the park has 4 different pathways, all leading to a centre, and you can see there's a small flower bed with some colourful flowers arranged around the centre. And of course each corner of the park features a different aspect of a park. And again, this is quite a small park, but it's okay because I wanted to include as many details as possible in a small area, and that way it makes it look a little bit more interesting and more alive as a city. So you can see in one corner there is just a small bench and a bird feeder. Nothing too fancy, but a park needs that. And then next we have a small playground area, and this continues in another section. You can see here there's a swing and a slide, and then in the other section you have the rest of the playground, and that features a small roundabout and a sand pit. And then finally, in the final corner of the park, you have a small ice cream stand and a customer purchasing an ice cream. And then in the corner there, you just have a detective looking for some clues in the park. And you can see how this park connects to the different sections and the path outside. Okay, so as we move out of the park, we can see it's connected to a small walkway that connects to the next area, which is the sports complex. And you can see straight away there's lots of varieties of sports and activities taking place here in a modern style and very open plan sports complex. And you can see around the front there is a small skateboard park featuring a couple of skaters and of course a half pipe. And then in the centre you just have the entrance with a couple of cheerleaders, since I thought they would be fitting to greet visitors to the sports centre. And then to the left of that you have a tennis court, and here you can see there's just a small game of doubles going on there. Now inside the sports centre itself, we'll take a quick look at the main rooms. They include the swimming pool, which has, of course, the main swimming area divided off with some floating ropes and a diving board with a diver already jumping into the water below. And in the corner there you can see there's a small hot tub and of course a lifeguard. And then next to that we have a small gym area, and that continues underneath. But you can see on top there's a few different variety of exercises such as running, weightlifting and karate. And then next to the gym you can see there's just a basketball court with a friendly practice match going on at the moment. And round the back of the sports centre I've tried to include a nice plain yet still interesting and modern design, and you can see there's a secondary entrance from the back, and that's lined with a whole bunch of street lamps to just illuminate the street and vary up the wall a little bit. Round the far left of the city we have a museum with a large open area in front of it and a custom-built Santa Fe train currently stopped next to it. You can see that's parked on the raised tracks and is a similar design to the official LEGO Santa Fe train, but I decided to build a custom one and just vary it up a bit, make it look a little bit better in my opinion. And underneath that you can see in front of the museum there's a large crowd gathered around a bagpipes player, and you can see he's receiving donations and he's attracting quite a crowd with his bagpipe playing. And then in the back there you just have a couple of cafe stands, a tourist taking a photo of that massive clock in front of the museum, and some more cafe stands and general residents and civilians of the city. And then inside the museum you can see that it's filled with a giant T-Rex skeleton and plenty of ancient artifacts and exhibits. Next to the museum you have the shopping mall and its car park, and you can see it's already quite busy at the shopping mall with lots of shoppers and customers exiting and entering the mall and plenty of traffic on the road ahead. And you can see at the car park there's an entry barrier to stop just anyone parking there, and you can see the car park is still quite empty since it must be quite early in the morning. And then on top of the car park you can see that I've tried to make it just a little bit more interesting by including a helicopter pad, and you can see that there's a sign warning drivers that there could be a helicopter landing there, and in the corner there you have some police bikes and normal motorbikes just parked up, and of course the stairs to get inside the shopping mall, and they go all the way down to the bottom floor. And you can see inside the shopping mall there's lots of detail and shops and escalators, all of the essentials that you'd need in a shopping centre or shopping mall. And it's joined by two cafe areas on either side with some customers being served some tasty pizza and champagne. Okay, so now we've come to the centrepiece of the city, and that is the casino and hotel. And you can see this is the tallest and arguably the most impressive building in the city, and it's certainly a great centrepiece. As you can see, it's got a Las Vegas style skyscraper design that follows all the way around the building, and it's separated by this fancy fountain with intricate gold designs around the fountain part and a Neptune statue as part of the casino brand. And you can see down the bottom there's plenty of high-class cars like an Aston Martin and a Cadillac that are parked there, as they are obviously visitors to the casino or hotel. So taking a quick look inside the casino, you can see on the ground floor or the casino floor there are two games currently being played, with there being a poker game on a small poker table in the corner, and on the opposite side a little roulette wheel, and of course some slot machines in the middle. And then on the second floor of the casino and hotel you have the hotel rooms, and then on top of that on the final floor you have a small security room just to monitor all the activity inside the casino. Now as we move on to the next area of the city, we can see this is the industrial estate area. And this features a couple of buildings, mainly the gas station and the garage, and they're both a vintage style. They both feature lots of curved glass and curved roof pieces, and I've tried to include quite a few classic cars to add to that vintage feel of the area. So you can see the gas station features 2 gas pumps, and you can see a minifigure currently using one of them and filling up his Oldsmobile. And then next to that you just have some more details such as some fuel cans and a little board to display the price of the fuel. And then round the side of the gas station we have a small garage area, and you can see someone currently opening up the garage to access their motorbike or car inside. And then of course you have a bright orange Dukes of Hazzard style Dodge Charger. And then opposite the gas station, if you want to get your car repaired, there's a garage and a car wash, and you can see that's lined with some trees, and again features those curved glass windows that are in the vintage gas station. And you can see there's currently a Ford Anglia from Harry Potter being washed. And you can see how the road behind that extends to allow the cars to drive fully through the car wash. Now for the next corner of the city, I didn't really have the space to build a full building, so I decided instead of just leaving this space empty, I might as well build a little castle. So I decided to put a few ruins in the corner there, and you can see that the walls are lined with moss and are obviously crumbling since this is quite an old castle, but it's still used as a tourist attraction. But you can see one area of the castle is actually the archway, which allows the train to pass under it, and that just incorporates it a bit more into the train track. And then next to the castle ruins you have a couple of stop signs, since the road, or the tunnel in this case, isn't finished in that direction. And then next to that you have a little bus shelter or bus stop, and you can see a couple of minifigures on their morning commute currently waiting for the bus. Okay, so the next area fits in nicely with the bus stop at the edge of the road, since this is where the train station is, and of course the centre of the transport in the city. And you can see for the train station I've built it out of this very unique purple colour, and these are actually lots of the pieces from the LEGO Night Bus sets from the Harry Potter series. And you can see the train station itself is featured on one side of this small path, and of course the other side is lined with some trees, and I've included a few extra details such as a painter and a back to the gas station to just vary it up a bit and make it look a little bit more exciting. And then of course on the train station on the first floor you have an entrance with a couple of bicycles and minifigures waiting to board the train. And once you're inside the train station and have your ticket, you can make your way up the stairs on the side there into the main platform. And this is where you can wait for your train, maybe buy a newspaper from the newspaper seller and see what's available in the vending machine in the corner there. And then you can see on top of the train station there's some solar panels just to power the low power lighting that's in the train station. And that structure connects nicely to the train track and of course allows somewhere for the minifigures to board the train. And as we continue on the path through the train station area, we get to the final area in the city, and this is the construction site. And you can see that there's some construction taking place on what appears to be yet another skyscraper, or maybe even another casino, and that is done with the assistance of this massive tower crane. And this is a custom design crane, and as you can see it includes all of the features of a real life crane, such as lots of supports and cables, and of course a weight at the back. And then round the other side you can see there's a cabin for the controller of the crane to operate it with. And I thought red would make this crane stand out and just a little bit different from the traditional yellow cranes of the normal LEGO construction sets. And you can see the cranes lowering another beam onto the current steel frame construction, which is currently occupied by lots of construction workers that are all doing their various jobs and roles to complete the building. You can see that all of this is based on a large sand area, and there's a small portable toilet in the corner there. Round the back, I once again wanted to vary up this section of the city a little bit, so I included a train bridge. And not only does that look pretty cool against the construction background, and also provides some support for the train that comes in to stop at the station next to it. And you can see there's a few extra details such as a digger, and this is actually a similar design from a Lego construction set, as well as some massive fences and gates to stop anyone who isn't a qualified construction worker from entering the construction yard. And of course, no construction yard is complete without a small office to manage the project that is taking construction, and in this case it's a small portable green shed. So that concludes the final section of LEGOParadise City, and don't forget you can check out any of the bigger LEGO buildings and cars that I featured in this city in separate videos, and I've linked them in the description below. And I'd really appreciate it if you like the video and share it with your friends, as I've put in a lot of time into this creation. And let me know which area of the city was your favourite in the comments below. And of course, I'm always open to suggestions of what I could build, so if you have any ideas, feel free to drop me a comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.